IT section. And then here I am, my pastor.
So from Delta State, or the old Bendel State, what brought you to Abeokuta? Or how did you, know about FUNAB? I think that should be the first.
That is a lot of divine touch to that. But here I am, a lot of divine touch that they are part of the finger of God in arranging a man's destiny and life and where he should be. A lot of things about that. It wasn't planned, it wasn't intended.
So how did it happen?
God. Well, like I said, a lot of divine hands behind the whole thing. But I ended up schooling here in FUNAB. And then a part of the processes of being prepared for what I'm doing now. And finished school. Thought I'm done with Abeokuta. Because I felt Abeokuta wasn't a place I was supposed to live in. Because of the kind of development then. Perhaps there was nothing that attracts a young man like me then to live here. But God said that is where I belong. I should go back there. So here I am.
So, what was growing up like? Because from what I can pick from part of what you have told us this morning, it looked like you had a religious background. Would that be correct?
Yes, I was born I grew up knowing church almost from the womb. I grew up with the then Baptist white missionaries in our village. They were white that normally come to the village and preaches to us as a little boy. So I grew up like that from the church, and I've never left the church ever since then. So whatever my biological background, if I may use that language, I came from a polygamous home. And I lived in a village then a village called Amai in Delta State, where I was telling them yesterday in a meeting some days ago that I grew up to live in a village where we sleep on mat. But I was asking my wife, I said, did you sleep on mat when you were growing up? She said, yes now. I said, don't forget that mat has level. There are those very flat ones that when you're on it, it's like you're on the bare floor. And at that time, we're sleeping on the same mat in a little bit big sitting room on the floor. With the outside communities living with us, the chief imam's children, the Igbo community living with us. All the children we live in, anywhere the night meets us, we all sleep there. Nobody knows who is your father, who is your mother, or what tribe or religion you belong to. That was the kind of Nigeria, the kind of home I grew up with. Then I grew up in a polygamous family when I left my great-grandmother who I was living with. Polygamous family, that's a different story entirely. That will tell you my kind of makeup as a human being. The kind of things that I grew up to know about the kind of Nigeria I want to live in. So
let's. What did you study at?
I studied agri management.
So is there maybe a side business aside from the church that is related to agri?
No. I've never done any business. Whatever I've done has to do with church related. Or let me not say church related, it has to do with human related. Things that will affect the human development. Things that will give man holistic view about how you ought to live life and how life should be lived. So that has been my life from time.
So walk us through your journey from after graduation, NYC in Kaduna. So walk us through your journey between NYC in Kaduna and when you started Victory Life Bible Church.
Well, after my NYC in Kaduna, first I didn't want to be a pastor. I refused it, though the call has been there years before then. I wanted to make some money, help people. My passion was to help people. And I had my business strategies line up, things I want to do. But in every stage, as I take every step, God keep telling me that's not what I'm called to do. I try to get a job in Kaduna. I will see vacancies. I will tell my friend, let's apply. I will take their forms with mine to apply. They will invite them for interview, employ them, but not me who saw the thing. I even have better result than most of them. So at the end of the day, I knew I don't have a choice but to be a call. Then God said to me, I am to raise people to become great businessmen, become great politicians, great administrators. I should go back and teach people how to live life in its fullness.
So that's beginning. So what was the first step you took when you came back?
When I came back, the first step was I came back to the city of Abeokuta. I've never been a person that keeps money or saves money. And my wife now suffered this too, because all her anyways, as we got engaged, she gave it to me and I used them to produce materials. When I came into Abeokuta, I would distribute materials free of charge to different people everywhere. Bringing the reality of Christianity to them as givers. And I did that all over the streets. I don't know which street I didn't walk on in the city of Abeokuta. Various homes. So if you go to Tokona, Brother Lawrence is a household name. So, and then the church began. And God began to do his miracles, began to provide. So I can tell anybody anywhere, God can provide out of nothing, because I'm a living witness. I'm a living proof that God can provide out of nothing. To those who diligently seek him, whose passion are in him, he can provide out of nothing. Take it anywhere, I will stand on that because I've seen it. I'm not saying because the Bible says so. I say because I'm a living witness that God is faithful to provide out of nothing. As long as your commitment and interest is on his will, he will meet your need.
In all of this picture, where were your parents? When you decided to come down south, you went for service, and then you decided to come back. Where were they in all of this? Did you have their support all along?
Like I said, in a polygamous home, sometimes the children take their decision. My mother is a deaconess at the Baptist church till date. And then she didn't care. All she knew that as long as this is God sending you. To my father, he felt a waste. I could have gone to school and say I want to be a pastor. Bear in mind that the pastors, we have seen them. There is nothing really to write home about them. As they demonstrated poverty and failure and success, which Jesus came to demonstrate to us. So my father didn't, but I don't have a choice about it. If a man that God has taken hold of, you don't have a choice but to obey him.
So was there any point at any point in time where your father now came around? Maybe at the point when he saw that, it looks like this is working for him. Was there any point?
Yes, he visited, but not to the church. Before his death, he visited a number of times, but not to the church.
Was that intentional?
Well, as his son, he visits his son. We see the grandchildren, and we visit. He didn't see me begging. He didn't see me regretting my life. So.
All right. We're due for a commercial break shortly. But before that, I'd like to ask you, as an international conference speaker, you travel a lot, been traveling a lot, for many years now. So how are you able to, do all of these things and also keep the homestead steady as well?
Well, I won't tell everything. I've been spiritual. Like I told you, I studied management. Apart from that, I'm a wide reader. I study people who have gone ahead of me. I read the life of people, how they're able to cope. I'm not the first pastor, nor am I the first apostle. There have been people before. For example, I just finished the book on Maurice Cerullo, the legend called Maurice Cerullo. The big voluminous, but I just finished it a few days ago. So with that, I was able to learn how they did it and how I can also do it. But I've been blessed with a very good home, a very good wife who understands also us as a pastor. And then I was able to plan my diary in such a manner that when she's not in, I'll be in. When I'm not in, she'll be in. And then to find time also for the children. I children are not grown up except one little boy who disturbs us in the house. So we've been able to do that. And then, so I think God has been faithful. And also to make sure that the church doesn't suffer. That we're available for the church, for the members, and all that stuff. I think if I'm to give myself a pass, maybe I will have scored 40%. And so I've tried. 40% is D. So it's okay.
So at what age? You talked about how the call has, been for a long time. So at what age exactly were you certain that there's a call of God upon my life?
I think I was in the year 2. There were different revelations and personal revelations, and the signs were there. The passion was there. And I met a friend who was a senior in university, and he said, look, Brother Lawrence, be writing these your dreams and revelations down. A time will come, you will understand them better. And as time began to come, I began to see them, that this is where God is taking me to. I would have dropped out, let me use the word dropped out of school because of the passion and the burden. But it was a personal decision to finish university, have a certificate. I may not use it, but let it be on record that I have a certificate. That they will say he went into ministry because he's a dropout. Nobody can tell me that.
All right. We'll proceed on a commercial break now. But don't forget that we're streaming live on Facebook at the moment. All you have to do is go on Facebook, www.facebook.com/SplashFM1067, and you'll find us there. You can also drop comments there as well. But we'll be back after this time out. Stay with us.
Splash FM 106.7.
àsìkò rẹ̀ ti tó tiwọn náà máa ní testimony tẹ̀lé wa ká lọ sí Dubai kájọ rìnrìn àjò Lucas Travels and Tours pẹ̀lú ránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bàbá testimony lájọ ń lọ.
ó ti yá Lucas Travels and Tours orílẹ̀-èdè United Arab Emirates Dubai tó ń dún yògbàyògbà tó rẹwà gan. Lucas amúwa débẹ̀ Safari Desert Global Village àtúmọ̀ cruise jayé nínú ọkọ̀ ojú omi pẹ̀lú àgbẹ̀jẹ̀wẹ̀mú lálẹ́ láàrin Saturday August 20 títí wọ Saturday August 27 ní o. ọ̀sẹ̀ kan gbáko ní Dubai gbogbo visa ticket accommodation $120,000 péré ni. àwọn pẹ̀lú wòlíì Ọlọ́run Prophet Dr. Adéọlá Àkàndé bàbá testimony lájọ lọ. testimony wa máa pọ̀ sí nìyẹn lọ́dún yìí. ìwọ náà tara ṣàṣà máa bọ̀ ní Fed Plaza kìlómítà 1 Abetu Junction Abẹ́òkúta telephone 09099777001 tàbí 07039301361 website www.elucas.com. Elucas Travel and Tours Dubai tiya.
The Ogun State government will commence an intensified immunization on Friday, 17th of June to Friday, 8th of July, 2022. This immunization focuses on 2 diseases threatening our health: yellow fever and measles. Yellow fever is a mosquito-borne disease that can turn eyes yellow and cause headaches, fever, and vomit. Both adults and children of ages between 9 months to 44 years are eligible for the vaccine to prevent yellow fever. Measles is a highly contagious disease that causes skin rash, high fever, and runny nose in children, which can further cause blindness, brain damage, and even death. Children aged between 9 and 59 months are mostly at risk. The measles vaccine can prevent this child killer disease. Do not miss this opportunity to protect your family. Visit the nearest health facility to receive yellow fever and measles vaccines. The vaccines are free, safe, and effective. Now, sir, Dr. Tomi Koka, Honorable Commissioner for Health in Ogun State and Development Partners on Health.
Lawrence Homes and Gardens Limited jẹ́ ilé-iṣẹ́ tí a ti fi òǹtẹ̀ ìjọba lò pẹ̀lú ilé-iṣẹ́ wa ní ìlú Èkó àti Abẹ́òkúta. Àwọn agbègbè tí ìyí wa jẹ́ ilẹ̀ àti ilé títà, ìdókòwò àti ìmọ̀ràn. Láti ṣe àjọyọ̀ ọdún méjì ilé-iṣẹ́ Lawrence Homes and Gardens Limited, à ń fi ẹ̀dínwó ìpín ogún 20% sílẹ̀ ní orí àwọn ilẹ̀ wa ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Àǹfààní yìí wà títí di ìparí oṣù June ọdún 2022. Àwọn ilẹ̀ wa wà ní Òkè Mọ̀sán, Ìkọ́lá Alágbàdo, Abẹ́òkúta Alábàtà, Ifọ̀, Ìtòrò Ìbèṣè, Sábólà Fẹ́nwá, ìléwọ́ orílẹ̀ máwùúkọ́ àtàn tàmọ̀wé. Fún ìbéèrè àti àlàyé sí ẹ kàn sí wa ní iléeṣẹ́ wa tó wà ní nọ́mbà 3 Ìbàrà Housing Estate Road Opic Roundabout Òkèléwà Abẹ́òkúta tàbí kí ẹ pè wá sí àwọn nọ́mbà wọ̀nyí 081 54 76 86 66 tàbí 070 44 53 48 64. A ti ń wá alábàániṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ ní iléeṣẹ́ wa tó wà ní Abẹ́òkúta fún ipò branch manager, site manager, marketer. Kàn sí wa ní iléeṣẹ́ wa fún àlàyé àti ìbéèrè.
Oúnjẹ tó dára kọ́kọ́ ẹ̀ ló balẹ̀. tó nílé tàlejò tó wọ̀lú Abẹ́òkúta. bí a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ibo ni ilé oúnjẹ ìgbàlódé táwọn ti lè jẹ oúnjẹ gidi. má dojú tì ní Olúwa Food. làwọn èèyàn ń dúwẹ́. kò lè má rí bẹ́ẹ̀. tọ́rọ̀jọ̀ wọn ti pẹ́ nínú ká tó ń jẹ aládìídùn. àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀tún. ilé oúnjẹ má dojú tì ní Olúwa gbé wọ̀. kò lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. bẹ́ẹ̀ni tẹ́bi òpàgán bá wọlé síbẹ̀. yóò fẹ́ jẹun níṣà. pẹ̀láwọ̀ fried rice àti jollof rice tó rẹ̀ dòdò nínú glass. wá jẹ̀mí lẹ̀fọ́ ẹlẹ́gùsí àtẹ̀fọ́ rírò wí. ewédú àti gbẹ̀gìrì ògbẹ́yìn. òkèlè lóríṣiríṣi. àyàjàjà àwọn catfish wẹ̀láwẹ̀lá. tilapia fish. ògúnfẹ̀ àti káwọ̀mẹ̀tì rẹ̀ rí gidigidi.
Má dojú tì ní Olúwa Food. You want the best local or international dishes? We've got you covered as we give you the best. When it comes to indoor and outdoor catering services, we also have bar where you can get any drink of your choice.
ẹ kàn sí wa lónìí. má dojú tì ní Olúwa Food House. number 1 Abiola Way. má dojú tì ní junction Abẹ́òkúta ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. telephone 0806 522 6442. má dojú tì ní Olúwa Foods.
Dishing out the best, considering your budget.
Dedam Multi-Concept Services Limited.
Pẹ̀lú owó àkọ́kọ́ sọ 100,000 naira. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ wípé ẹ lè gba ilẹ̀ kẹ́tù gba àgbọ̀dún? Mo ní kí n wá sọ fún yín ni o. Kúkú kásẹ̀ lẹ̀ pé Iléyá promo 2022 ilé-iṣẹ́ Dedam Multi-Concept Services Limited ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ní June 10 ọdún tá a wá yìí tó wà ní Kọ́bàpẹ́, Ìjọ́rì, Alábàtà, Alámàlà, Amọ́lì, Òkè Àtà, Ìyànà Ìlógbò, Òkè Àró, Rwanda àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ralẹ̀ láti 1 million naira sókè. Àgbò kan, ìrẹsì báàgì kan àti òróró 5 litres lẹ máa gbà kún. Lórí ilẹ̀ 500,000 naira sókè. Àgbò kan, ráìsì ìlàjì àpò àti òróró 5 litres lẹ máa gbà kún. Lórí ilẹ̀ tó tó 200,000 naira sí 499,000 naira. Ògúnfe kan, ìrẹsì báàgì kan pẹ̀lú òróró 5 litres. Lórí ilẹ̀ tó tó 100,000 naira sí 199,000 naira. Ìrẹsì 10 kg pẹ̀lú òróró 1 litre lẹ máa gbà. Lórí ilẹ̀ 50,000 naira sí 99,000 naira. Ìrẹsì 5 kg lẹ máa gbà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jàǹfààní Iléyá promo 2022 yìí. Kójú kásẹ̀ lẹ̀ ní July 10. Ẹ kàn sí Dedam Multi-Concept Services Limited ní number 12 Kala Building, Abiola Way, Abẹ́òkúta. Tàbí kẹ́ pè wọ́n sórí 0906 886 0437.
Don't dare touch that dial. It's Splash, your integrity station.
Welcome back to the chat on Splash 106.7 FM. And let's continue this conversation now. And I would like us to continue by talking about the state of the nation. And I would like to ask, how crucial is the church in stabilizing the country?
Thank you. That's a very important question, and I quite appreciate it. Very crucial, if I may use your word. I've had people say that churches or pastors should not get involved in politics. And I try to figure, what do they really mean? When we talk about politics, we're talking about governance. Mm-hmm. Those who decide for the nation, who decide for the people. First, I'm a human being. I'm a Nigerian. Whatever the politicians decide affects me. Now, the price of diesel is about 800 naira per liter. It affects me. The price of PMS is skyrocketing. Price of kerosene is skyrocketing. The cost of electricity is high. It affects me. So why wouldn't I be involved in that which affects me and affects people I lead? So that will give you a picture why the church must be involved in politics, why pastor must speak out about politics, and whatever affects the nation. Mm. And the people we are leading, people don't know that the people are closer even to religious leaders than those in government. How many of your senators have you spoken to in the last 1 year? How many of House of Reps have you spoken to? How many of House of Assembly? When they get it, they shield themselves from the people. But the pastor doesn't shield himself from anybody. So the pains and the hurts of the people come straight to the pastor's table. So the pastor feel the heat. So I can say, without religious leaders, either Muslims or pastors, the nation will burn. Things will have gone worse than what it is today. Pastors are like, they bring cushion effect. They bring a kind of succor, solace to the people, because the people are hurting. So the pastors' leaders are very important in the state of the nation, and we must keep speaking out to our leaders. The essence of speaking out is not to confront, but to make them rethink about their decisions and policies they are making, so they can make policies and take decisions that will affect the people positively, not negatively. We speak and so that leaders or politicians can understand that the people down there are hurting based on their decisions. So rethink. Have a second thought. Go back to the drawing board. They are elected as politicians and leaders, not for their belly, but to help the people. And when they are doing otherwise, the religious leaders should speak out to bring correction to them. So we are very important in the state, in the issues that have to do with our nation, Nigeria, anywhere in the world. Religious leaders are very important.
There are many pastors that believe that, or there are many Christians or even Muslims that believe that praying is what, people should do for the country, for the leaders. Some believe that, religious adherents should be actively involved in politics, whether as, flag bearers or ensuring that, you get your PVC to go to the polling unit and vote. So these two, is one enough?
Those that say past Christians or religious leaders should only be praying, they've not understood their Bible properly. Bible even say watch and pray. So when you watch and you see, what do? You not only pray, you speak. So that is not a good thought line for the church or religious leaders. We watch, we pray, we observe, we bring in corrections, we call people to order. And then we give counsel, we give advice. Let me say it again, that if not for religious leaders who are speaking, and many of these politicians, they don't concern about what happens to the people. I can almost tell you that we have not gotten the kind of leaders we need in Nigeria. I mean, selfless leaders, disciplined leaders. The case where you have some people who have been frustrated over the years, suddenly because of one political godfather, you become something else, because Islam is behaving. People who have never seen money, who don't know the value of money, who are not dead to money, now come and manage money they never seen before, they will steal it. And they don't care what happened to you who has voted them into power. So we must speak out, we must bring in correction, we must even shout it. Like I said some days ago, I said there are ways you get it. Some of us will hit the street to campaign against certain wrong things and wrong things people want to do. We speak against it. We don't have to go violent about it. But we'll keep talking. And any genuine leader who loves his people must listen to religious leaders. Not just in Nigeria, anywhere in the world. Be it in Germany, be it in Spain, be it in America, be it in Britain. Why should Nigeria be different? Many of our politicians are like wolves in sheep clothing. During campaign, they speak well and they do. When they get there, did you see them? Do you know? I don't know the senator representing my area. Not even about the House of Assembly. I've never seen him before. Or House of Reps. But go to other clime. They visit people. But as when they get there, become big man. For what? You are just first among equal. Should come down to the people you are elected to lead.
When election season approach, we see these politicians, trying to tap into the base of, some of the quote and unquote biggest churches across the country. They come for special services. We've seen that in the past. Do you think that the church has also done enough when they come to pass across the message, from the people to these leaders?
I may surprise you that I've never welcomed anybody to the church as a politician to come and address the people. Not once. Do they meet me privately? Yes, they do. But not once. I won't trade the altar for political ego or pride. I won't. I've never done it before. I know some people do that. They know why it is, but I've never done that before. And I'm talking about coming to campaign and make feel good. You are the best. You can do this. Let me give you a story I told them yesterday. Somebody wanted to find out which is better, hell or heaven. And the angel took him on a journey, took him to hell. And he didn't see the devil with horn, no tail, not wearing black. They were partying, things were going on well. And I said, wow, good music, this is fine. He went to the place called heaven. It was boring to him. Cool music, fine atmosphere, but things were a bit calm. He said, no. The angel said, what do you want? He said, no, let me let me go back to, I prefer hell. Hell is more lively, blah, blah, blah. By the time he got back the second time, the place, hell, Satan was now in its true color, with horns, with tail, no more dancing, no more feeding. He said, I was there before. I saw you were Satan. We're not dressed like this. He said, yes, when you came in, we're campaigning. Now is the real thing. Oftentimes, when during campaign, they come as the best. After election is won and dusted, their true nature comes, so they become lords of the manor. That's not what we are elected to be. Nigerians should not be deceived by people that come with Indomie, 4 kg bag of rice, kerosene during campaign, come with money during campaign. That is not the essence. Tell us what you want to do. Let us know who you are. Let's look at your past. What have you done before you became a politician? Where were you working? What were you doing? Nigerians should come to that point where letting people of integrity, people that material things and money has lost value in their sight. Not those who want to come there to steal our commonwealth. We are elected as a leader to come and distribute our common for the good of the people. I will always say it. You are not elected as a governor to come and construct road or give me do something and then commission it with funfair and then make me feel you have done me some good. What were you elected for? No, if you keep telling me you built a house for civil servants or for some people, then I should be praising you. What were you elected to do? I think we must come to understand administration and leadership. Most of the things our governors all over the country commissions and make laws about, it doesn't make sense to me. What were you elected to do? You did a signboard, so you have to commission it. Let Nigerian know that when you are elected into governance, is there to work and serve the people, not his belly. You don't owe me any praise. I should be praising you for doing something or building a control erosion in my community. I should come and carry placard to tell you thank you in your office. That's not the issue. What were you elected to do? Maybe our House of Assembly, you make laws. Then after you come back, we should come and do Thanksgiving or to come and tell you thank you. What were you elected to do? Let Nigerians wake up and know their responsibilities and the responsibilities of the elected officials. The local government chairman that did the drainage or construct road, the whole committee should come and tell you thank you for what? What were you elected to do? Much as it's appreciated, why will he now begin to do abattoria to tell you thank you that you build road? What were you elected to do? I think Nigerians should come to think about it. And let's stop making, reducing ourselves before politicians and those who call our leaders. Because we put them there. Those are my stands when they come to politics and governance. Those who elect should understand governance, they should understand leadership. Leadership is service. Governance is pure administration. Distribute the commonwealth of the people. Don't pay pension and we should tell you thank you. It's the entitlement, for God's sake. Don't pay gratuity, then the whole state should come and tell you thank you, you are doing it. For God's sake, what for?
There's been a surge in the drive for people to get their permanent voter card. Maybe because the timeline is going to end soon, but there's been that surge. We've seen, even churches come out openly to ask people to go and get their PVCs. Some churches have even gone as far as say, well, if you don't have your PVC, then you can't come to church. So I want to ask, before we move on, how important is it that the church is also driving this message of people to get a permanent voter card and put it to use in 2023?
First, you must understand that the church is almost like a school. People are well informed, well educated. We teach on every aspect of life that affects us as human beings. And what it affects the church and our members we lead is who becomes their leader. So the church is teaching people to know why, first of all, your power of choosing your leader is your PVC. That gives you the power to vote. The church may not tell any of them who to vote for, except things get to a point where we don't have a choice but to decide for the people who they should vote for. And we have to give them our reasons why they should vote for so and so person. So we educate people, get your PVC so you can vote and make a good decision that you will not regret. In the time past, people have felt that, oh, it doesn't matter, politics is for whoever, not for believers. We have come to read that politics is for, because that decision affects us. Will I recommend anybody who didn't have a PVC to come to church? I mean, that is getting too far. I don't have to do that. Ours is to advise them, counsel them, encourage them to get a PVC. Does getting a PVC make you now, does it mean you have voted? No. After getting the PVC, we also encourage them on election day, go out and vote. We also encourage them, don't sell your conscience by selling your voter's card. To anybody who comes with money or Indomie, I always do it because that's what the normally trade around, or bags of rice or whatever it is, don't sell it. Vote your conscience. Vote for a leader who will be godly, who will be a man of integrity and honor, who will distribute the commonwealth, encourage entrepreneurship and employment, not stiffen the people and stiffen the nation or stiffen the state to make him have a control. Because oftentimes politicians use poverty to control the people. They make you miserable and poor. So when they bring their Indomie and 2 kg of rice, you say, oh, prosperity has come. That is nonsense. Those are not the kind of leaders we need.
In the polity as well, there is something that has dominated the conversation, and that's about the kind of the presidency and how the tickets should be shared. You know, we've talked about, the Southeast should, ordinarily be getting the slot at this time. And we've seen how parties have conducted their primaries. But the recent conversation has bordered around a Muslim ticket for one of the major political parties. Where do you stand? Some people feel that competency should be what guides who becomes president or who becomes VP, and not essentially religion. So where do you stand here?
First, let me speak as a Nigerian now, not necessarily as a pastor. As a Nigerian, I'm against a Muslim ticket. I'm against a Christian ticket for the presidency. And I'll give you my reasons. We're a secular nation. And having that in mind, and especially in this dispensation where Nigeria is so much divided among religious divide, it is unwise. It should not come to anybody's thinking to have a Muslim ticket when there are so many suspicion and accusation, pointing accusing fingers. You are a news person. Just yesterday, Akeredolu said, while during the burial of the 30-something people that were killed in a war, and he said we couldn't help them. We failed to help them because the people behind the killers are powerful and somehow from above. Do you understand our language? There's so much, whether you call it terrorism, bandits, whatever you want to call them, there have been suspicion, or the Fulani herdsmen, that most of them who are involved in this thing belong to a particular religious sect. I'm not sure. And that some people in government are supporting them. And hands have often been pointed to the presidency. That even the military and the police have been infiltrated. Are you with me? Now, if we have today a president who is a Muslim and a VP who is a Christian, a pastor for that matter, and we are still pointing an accusing figure under decision that they are planning to Islamize the country. Now, imagine where a pastor and a president who is a Muslim are there, and we are still shouting, you want to Islamize. So imagine what will happen if you don't have a Muslim ticket. Are you with me? And again, Why does anybody think that you can't get a Christian to be a vice or a president of this country, either from the north or from the south? There is this law of what they call this law, whereby if you have, I will get it as we talk on. So why does anybody think that you can't get a Christian to stand with a Muslim president, or to a Muslim to stand with a Christian president? Why does anybody think that we can't get them? Now, Nigeria is so much divided among religious lines. If you get a Muslim ticket, you're going to cause problem. They may think it doesn't make any difference. I heard what Eljius Okalu said. I at a point I thought he was being sarcastic or making a joke when he said even Remi, the wife, is a pastor, and that is the deputy president. Is that how Nigeria is run? His wife is deputy president of Nigeria? That doesn't make sense. I think he was joking. And don't forget, many of them can speak in that way because they're running from EFCC. They want to run after them. So many people cannot speak out against that thing. They are scared of EFCC, whatever any arm of government that may go after them. But it does not make sense. It shouldn't be. It will worsen the state of the nation. There's so much suspicion. There's so much doubt. We have brought a lot of distrust. The present regime in Nigeria has divided the nation into several pieces than ever before, both on religious line, ethnic line, regional lines. It will be better for the nation to have a Muslim Christian Muslim ticket than to have a Muslim or Christian ticket. And let me tell you something: to take a Muslim from the south and other Muslim from the north, you are telling northern Christians they are irrelevant to the polity. You are abusing their sensibilities. Because in the time past we have had Muslim Christian Muslim. Why change it today? Somebody will tell me Abiola and King Gibi did it. Go back to make that time. Nigeria was not as this divided religiously as it is now. And if I may take you a few bit backward, Sadona had a Christian secretary. I'm sure you know that one. Ahmed Bello, the first prime minister, has a Christian secretary. I grew up sleeping with children of imams on the same bed. They are Muslims. I'm a Christian. We sleep together. How do you have politicians dividing us and we're clapping for them? This thing should cease. Politicians don't mean well for the people. They divide the nation, divide the people for their selfish gain. And many Nigerians are not seeing it. All because you want to win election. If I may quote Ojukari with all due respect to him, it's a man I respect. He said, if getting a Muslim ticket is what to make them win election, he said, why not? Is it winning election that is the main thing, or how the nation will grow and develop? I'm talking about capacity. Left to me, I don't care Muslim ticket. I don't care. I'm choosing my language. Christian ticket. If we are not religiously divided as it is today, if the nation was as we dream it, who cares about your religion? I'm an advocate that when you become a president, please keep your religion in your bedroom. Don't go to mosque on a Friday and you carry camera. As a Christian pastor, president or vice president, don't go to church on Sunday and carry camera, carry channel, carry TVC, all these, and they say president is in the mosque, president is in the church. Those are the things dividing us. Let our religion be your private affair. Let's stop exalting. It's a personal thing. Let's stop exalting it. Politicians don't mean well for this nation. Their attitude and characters too divisive or to win election. All you talk and say, if that's what made it to win, because you get a Christian from the north, they may not win. So they have to get a Muslim. Are you seeing the mentality of politicians? Just win election. It's like Napoleon having a party where Rome is burning. And people are singing the praise of these politicians for God's sake. Have they considered the future of this nation? The life of our children yet unborn? If a Muslim pastor ticket, the nation is divided, crisis every part of the country. Then imagine what Christians will say if you have a Muslim ticket. Which Christian, which pastor will not support such an idea? Bearing in mind how divided we are already. East, south, and west, north and east, divided on religious line for no reason. So what should have united us? The politicians now use them to divide us. Some of my best friends are Muslims. Beautiful friends I have are Muslims. Doctors, professors, both in Sokoto, Muslims. We talk, we relate. When we meet, we talk ideas. We don't bring our religions to play. But when politicians come, they want to divide us so they can win the election. After they win, they divide the booties, and the people are suffering. I will not recommend, I will not support Christian ticket or Muslim ticket. That is my opinion, and that's what I say about the nation. I'm saying this not as a pastor, as a Nigerian who loves this nation, who want a united Nigeria. Muslims and Christians can live together in peace in this nation without crisis. Let the politicians stop dividing us on religious basis and ethnic and regional basis. Nigeria is a great country, blessed people. Do you know that if Nigerians meet outside Nigeria, they don't know whether they are Christians or Muslims? They're just Nigerians, and they are proud to be Nigerians. How do we come here and divide and be killing ourselves? Now the incident before you know, they say it's ISWAP. Which are the majority members of ISWAP? Which are majority members of Boko Haram? Fulani herdsmen. And we have a pastor as a vice president. This is going on. And people believe that they are being encouraged by those in government. So if you now have a Muslim monarchy, how do I expect to sleep well and not tell you, so the country is finished? They want to Islamize us.
All right. As we prepare to wrap up, let's see if we can pick one or two questions from Facebook. Santarian Akinola Olarontimi said, what are the roles of religious leaders in ensuring we have good governance in this country and building a good home? I think we've touched on that for a bit. He said, in the case of this helpless country where the likes of kidnappers and killers has made religious centers their focus now, is it necessary for church leaders to have a means of having their own security apparatus and how to defend themselves? Well,
I would have loved to answer that question because somebody may misinterpret me. But let me say this. I've always said it, and this is my opinion. Nobody has monopoly of violence. Nobody does. So, and by our constitution, there is self-defense. You should defend yourself. Pastors are human. And they should get police security if need be. But let me say that nobody will open his eyes and allow himself to be killed by anybody. I'll defend myself.
If you are attacked.
If I'm attacked, I'll defend myself. Let me just put it that way.
All right. Ademola Oladeji said, God bless this man of God, a blessing to humanity. I have known Pastor Lawrence for over 30 years for his frankness and selfless service to humanity, and said, how do you reconcile so many churches and mosques with so much preachings, yet so much evil?
It's a question people have often asked me. First, not everybody comes to church, everybody goes to mosque. Many imams and imams in Ogun State are my friends. We relate, we talk, we share ideas. And I'm proud of them, they are proud of me. That's why I say politicians are causing problem. I wish everybody comes to the church on Sunday, everybody goes to the mosque on Friday. Then we'll be able to see the church or mosque are responsible for the crime and problems in the nation. But not all comes to church. Not all listen to programs, church program or Islamic program on radio. But those that come, we are reaching out to them. We'll keep shouting, we'll keep teaching them. Those we meet one-on-one, we keep talking to them. We eat in the car, in the aircraft, we meet person, we talk. I've met many of them in the aircraft. And I say, yes, let's see, blah, blah, blah. We talk. And sometimes they tell me their challenge they're having. That sometimes even the people, no manners of thing goes on. So we'll keep talking. But also know that I was driving through this town one night about 12 midnight. And I was shocked to how many beer parlors, or whatever they call them, that are on by 12 midnight. So many so-called joints are opening every day. So I'm telling people, human being by nature do come, then I can't take responsibility for failure in the society. but not all come. And I can't come to your house and tell you stop drinking or stop misbehaving, stop doing yahoo or doing 419. I can't come to your house and do that one. Except you come to the church or go to the mosque, they will attend to that.
All right. Finally, I'd like us to talk about the usual vices among the youth, especially cultism, drug abuse, with even emphasis on Ogun State. We've had a number of, court clashes in the last few weeks. So, what can we do?
The issue, you see, is normally when they talk about vice, it's among the youth. You know that the native doctors behind them are not youth. Their sponsors are not youth. A woman recently somewhere in Port Harcourt sold the sister's child. It's an adult. Are you with me? But it is the youth we see at the forefront who are carrying out the instructions of this who's supposed to have told them the truth. I think what's the best way to handle these vices, one, let government create conducive environment for entrepreneurship. These Nigerian youths are very intelligent. Look at what they are doing outside Nigeria, where they are given the opportunity to showcase their skills and talents. Our leaders, our government, oftentimes they are bad. There's no electricity. There is no water. No good housing. The atmosphere is not conducive for those that have creative ideas to put it on display. These children are idle. There's no employment. There are no companies. Rather, companies are closing up. If these people are gainfully employed, either in companies, organizations, or entrepreneurs, this issue of government can say we're going to employ 3,000 people. You employ them, give them 10,000 naira. Is that employment? And when the government leave, the next government remove them. So we take the laws into their hands and create right atmosphere. Give them electricity. Give them water. Give them housing. Facilities to make them stand on. Nigerians can stand on their own without working for government. So these vices increase because the government, they are not doing what they ought to do. The church and the mosque are doing their best to control the youth, but not all youth come to church or go to mosque. The issue, enabling environment for these young ones to put their talents and skills to display. Young Nigerians are doing well overseas. Why? The atmosphere is conducive. Our government can do it, but they won't do it because that's how they used to control you to vote for them. So they create a problem for next year's election. What they used to campaign, I will give you this, I will give you that. Then when they get it, they bring it for 3 months and they remove it, preparing for next election. Let the Nigerian people hold their leaders to account for things they do.
All right. Well, we do have to go now, but thank you very much for coming today. We've had an interesting conversation, especially as borders on the state of the nation. Thank you, Apostle, for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I quite appreciate it. Thank you.
And for also taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. Mama has been here before. I think she was even the first guest on this particular program. But someone asked that Mama speaks Yoruba. That he knows Mama. That do you speak Yoruba?
Well, I do, but not very well.
Okay.
Not very well. I understand.
All right. My name is Gboyega Olaniyi. I'll see you again next week, God's willing, on another edition of this program. Desmond Wachuku will join you shortly after a few commercials on Man and the Law. Have a great Saturday.